Jim.
And I'm Frank.
And I'm Jerry.
And this is the JFJ Conspiracy Podcast, where the shop talk is rock. Episode 128. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Can you believe
128? That? We sound so mature.
Don't we?
Yeah.
We do. Well, we are.
Episode 128.
We're old as heck. Yeah.
Yeah, we're 1 week into the new year. And I say we're back in the saddle. Here we go.
Hey, so far we're on schedule.
Yeah. So far so good. No
we haven't messed up this. We haven't messed up this year.
I haven't messed up this year yet. So
yeah.
Cool.
Hey, do either of you guys like the band Skid Row? Or were either of you fans of them when they were popular?
I'm not hugely, but yeah.
Okay, and I know how Jerry's going to respond to this. Yeah, I'm a big Sebastian Bach fan as far as his vocals.
No, same.
Same.
Yep.
Okay, and for whatever reason, of course, he was either kicked out or removed from the band, whatever story it was.
Right.
Yeah. And the band itself, and I've seen them several times as openers with Sebastian Bach, and then with a variety of assortment of other lead singers. They seem to change them fairly quickly. But Rachel Bolan, he has said he is not opposed to re-recording some of the original songs with their new singer. Is that a good game plan at this point of the time? And I see you guys rubbing your faces like, why?
Well, I mean, I know the why. It's to make
I do too.
Money.
Yeah.
There's nothing more bothersome to me when I try to go stream something.
Right.
And it's the re-record.
And it's the re-recording.
Oh,
it irritates the heck out of me.
Got me a couple times.
You know, I bought a Scorpions record and it was called Rehash or something.
I thought I was buying the original.
Yes, I did too. And now I've got the 60-year-old Klaus Meine trying to sing. And it's not the same experience. You know, God bless him for doing, making money and all that. But it's not the same vibe. And Jerry has pointed on this before. The lightning in the bottle has been let go.
Oh yeah.
And so
yeah.
I'm not
more power to him. More power to him, like Frank says. More power to you guys. Yeah.
I'm not down with that.
I think those songs, I don't know, with Sebastian are just kind of iconic.
Yeah. I think he was the right singer at the right time for that band. He had the right attitude.
I'm sure the new guy's great.
Sure. Well, he's in the band, so he's got to be pretty darn good, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, and they're constantly touring and they're playing, whatever venues they're playing. I don't know anymore, but to go into a studio and do some of the older songs again. Okay. I just want to see if we're on the same page with that.
No.
I wish I could think of the re-record I bought, thinking it was the original one, and was on for all of 3 or 4 seconds. I'm like, what?
What's this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a pleasant experience. All right,
like you said, if they're poor and destitute, you got to make a buck, okay? Yeah. But don't even throw it at me like we're gonna re-record it, make it better.
Right. I hear you. Before we get to the mail call, Jim, give us a little rundown of last week at High Point and the show that you went to see.
We missed the show, Frank. Yeah.
Really good. 3 great bands, topped off by the G Stars.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And it was a great time. Missed having you guys there.
Yeah.
And I still didn't get out of there till like 11 or something like that.
Yeah, and I posted on their site, when the headliner goes on past my bedtime, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
So. Sucks getting old, man.
It does.
Yeah. I'm with Frank. If G Star's going at 7,
that's perfect.
Fortunately, it was a Saturday, but I remember just checking the time at midnight when I was crawling into bed, kind of.
Yeah. Oh, that's rough for me. Yeah. And now I see they're playing at the Redwood next. with
Saw that.
one of my favorite
Pat Todd and the Rank Outsiders.
Oh my gosh. Pat Todd never goes on before 10:30, 11 o'clock. So there's no way I can get
They're
into
playing
LA.
last, no doubt.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And so Minnie will be on early. And then
I think they got the opening slot. I'm seriously thinking of going, but
yeah,
Oh.
that's a good drive for me too, to get in there and get back. I still probably wouldn't get back till 10 o'clock, 11 at night. So, because there's no way I can go see one band, especially at the Redwood, because I've been there a few times and it's just a vibe when you got punk bands.
It is a vibe.
So
he was all thrilled by the nice things we said in the
excellent
previous podcast.
And if you're watching, Minnie, I hope you got your Christmas card finally. The first time I sent him one, it returned back to my house, returned to sender, not available, and so I had to change the address around, put some things differently. I guess I mislabeled it, and hopefully he got it. So
yeah.
Anyways, how about a mail call, Jim? What do you got for us?
Mail call. Yeah. So I just picked this up. Came across this.
Very good.
This is the picture disc, which I guess just came out this last
it's not too old. Yeah.
October or whatever.
Right.
Not the at first I saw it and I thought like, oh, this is the colored vinyl thing, and then I realized, oh no, it's a picture disc.
Picture disc, yeah.
But I figured, why not pick it
All
up?
right.
Collection.
I picked it up, not the picture disc. I've got it. After
you got
after
the colored vinyl one, which I think
the original one. I got the colored vinyl. Then I have the original
cooler.
one that doesn't have the makeup on the face. It was just the Eric Carr version. And it's funny. I was just talking to Jeff and Ronnie about that particular album, and it's funny how certain things on record store day you think are going to be so hard to get, and if you don't get out and go shopping, you get on eBay and you don't want to pay 2-3 times the face value. Sometimes, like this particular one, you can get it at a real good deal because it didn't sell like they thought it was going to. But
yeah, weirdly, I was just gonna see how many of these they made, and I think this was not the last one that was in there.
I thought,
but the colored vinyl one seemed to fly off the shelf.
Yeah, well, that was the first go round of it. That's why.
With the makeup, right?
Yeah, and I think there's.
I was gonna say I never heard of any of this. How old is it, Jaime? Is it old or just like?
Oh, when did it come out? 90s?
Originally,
had to be 90s.
Really? Okay.
I'd have to get my original album, maybe 2000s or something. It's old demos and things that he did with probably the Revenge era. When did that come out, Jim?
What's
2000,
that?
Revenge, 2004, somewhere around there. I don't even know.
No, Revenge was much earlier than that.
Yeah, late 90s.
Okay.
No, early 90s, 94.
Early?
94.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. These are demos around that time and whatnot, and not the greatest.
I love my demos.
Yeah, I know you. That's why I've never really brought it up with you.
Well, it's got Bruce Kulick on all the
the
tunes and Adam Mitchell.
Yeah.
Looks like the three of them mostly.
Right. Yeah, I think he was trying to get as many songs presented to Gene and Paul as possible, but that never.
See if it has it doesn't look like this is 2023, so it doesn't have the original release date on it anymore.
Gotcha.
At least not on the cover.
Right. All right. Eric Carr. Yeah.
So it's a great looking cover.
It is.
Now it is. You got that right, Jaime. Yeah.
I'm waiting for the Vinnie Vincent version myself.
Thank you, Frank. I was waiting for a pause. Thank you. The Vinnie Vincent version.
I don't know if you saw or not, but he on Facebook, if you want to join his page, he's now starting the end of this month going to be charging $200 a year to be part of his fan page.
I was just going to say, what is he charging?
Exactly, $200 a year for nothing. Yeah.
For his Ileana Douglas.
He was going to release that big box set or whatever, right?
Oh yeah, never came out.
People bought into that, and not a single thing got released. I think
live shows. And...
Oh yeah, poor Vinny. Poor Vinny.
No thanks. Do you have the Creatures album cover with the Vinnie Vincent on it?
Yeah, I bought one of those. Yeah, it's a complete bootleg, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Kind of cool just to
that
have it.
album,
Yeah.
that album blew my mind.
Same,
That
same
album blew
thing.
my
It's
mind.
neat, neat looking cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you've got the glow in the dark version of that album, don't you?
Oh,
Of
Creatures?
Yeah.
No,
Oh, that's
just regular black vinyl.
okay. I'm always in the hunt for the glow in the dark, and it's
I'll keep an eye out.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
not cheap. It's not cheap at all.
Oh, I'm
so.
sure it's not.
No way it is. Yeah.
All right. How about we move on to some new music? And Jerry, what have you got for us?
Yes, Jim and Frank. The band is called Setley and the Disappointments. The name of the album is Part of a Moment. It's an EP. It was released December 21st, so a couple 3 weeks ago, almost 4. The song Frank's going to spin is called Crush Alert. And Setley is a self-taught musician, producer, recording engineer. Former band member of Zoom, Multiple Places, and Setley and the Disappointments, which is here. Also touring guitarist and bassist for Raw Youth, Dash Rip Rock, and he's an engineer producer whose credits include Beastie Boys, Railroad Jerk, and Tillman, Glenn Tillman, excuse me. And all instrument, no slouch. This guy's no slouch. All instruments and vocals by Setley. Drums on this song by Jody Smith. All songs Setley. And thank you for getting back to us, Steve. You can find his stuff on Bandcamp, obviously. I found it on iTunes. But More Recordings is his home of music by Setley, etc. And Setley and the Disappointments. I found it on iTunes and I found him on Instagram. But again, Setley and the Disappointments, Crush Alert is the song.
there's Crush Alert by Setley and the Disappointments. That's like controlled chaos. I like that. Jim,
That's
what'd you think?
Kind of the same thing. It started out with that kind of quirky intro and everything, and I love when it got to that little breakdown in the middle. It was very, very nice, and they used that right towards the outro right there. And then they come in and they kick in those little Beatle vocals. It's like a little, I don't know, like a little sweetness to the salty there.
Right. Yeah.
That was a nice touch.
What I liked about that, Jerry, is the guitars are fuzzy, but yet they're still in control. You know?
Yes.
You
I'm not getting lost.
no, and it doesn't overtake everything, but it's fuzzy. It's great.
Yes. Setley, Sttly, folks on
Right.
Conspiracy Line. Good
And-
stuff, Steve. Thank you. Thank you for getting back to the show too. Thank you.
And I know he's got a bunch of stuff just under his own name too.
Tons.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you want a whole variety of some real cool rock and roll, check out Setley plus Setley and the Disappointments. You will not be disappointed.
No, this guy is no dud. This guy is legit
Yeah.
and does it all. You guys know how I love that.
Well, that's kind of why it was pitched your
And
way.
producer and engineer for other people,
Yeah.
other famous people. So he's got that, and he's got his own stuff. So thank you, Setley.
All right.
Whew.
Well, and again, not to run too long on this, but you had all these power chords and all this different stuff going on, and they do that breakdown, and it was just
Throw you a curve.
yeah, it was a
Love
nice
it.
curve. Sweet, really enjoyed that. All right, moving on. Jim wanted us to pick our top 3 Rush songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize this was going to be as hard as it was.
I kind of did.
Yeah.
Jaime's a trickster, Frank, just like in high
Yep.
school.
I agree.
Sits there and stays quiet for 5 months and then
Throws you this
throws
thing,
you a
yeah.
knuckleball that you can't
Yep.
hit. Yeah.
Wow.
I pick and choose my moment.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. And you know what? This was like a labor of love because
Yeah,
to
this
go
was great.
back and check out album after album and then remember, oh God, there's this song. Oh, wait a minute. What about the
I forgot about that.
yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it was tough. It was
Well
tough.
done, Jim. Well done.
With that being said, Jim, why don't you lead us off and give us your today's top
My
3 Rush
today's,
songs?
right. And it was tough. I had the first 2, and then I was telling these guys, I got sucked into this Rush playlist that just started going, and right.
That was your
And then
downfall.
picking that third one was tough because every song that
Yep.
came on was like, oh, this could make my top 3. This could be,
Mhm.
oh, Fly By Night. Oh, Free Will. Oh,
Yeah.
tough,
Oh, yeah.
difficult. Top of my list, numero uno, is and probably always will be very first Rush song I ever heard, and that was Spirit of Radio
All right.
from Permanent Waves.
Okay.
Coming in a pretty good second, Red Barchetta off of
Love that
Moving
song.
Pictures.
Moving pictures.
And then today, my number 3 song, because I just love the lyrics in this song, is Closer to the Heart.
Yeah. Isn't that a great song?
It's a great song.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I heard that, I just thought, nobody in rock and roll writes lyrics like this.
Right.
That has the straight bells. Ding,
Yes.
ding,
Mhm.
ding, 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 ding. Whatever those are called.
Yes. Yes,
I'll tell you
all-
what, solid songs. Man, I tell you what. Because I don't want to pick the same ones you did. I'm going to go with Fly By Night as my,
Okay.
I did.
top
I
song.
did.
Solid.
And you know what? It was between Fly By Night and Working Man, but because Working Man is like 7 minutes long or something, I'm like, let's stick to
Yeah.
the radio friendly tune. So I went Fly By Night is number 1, and then how about from Moving Pictures, Limelight.
Limelight, great one.
Okay, now this is where it got a little tricky for me because some of their stuff afterwards, Grace Under Pressure, great album. And then Power Windows, fantastic album. And I went back and forth, but I'm going to go with Distant Early Warning from Grace Under Pressure.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
good one.
Solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
their whole catalog is an honorable mention, like Jerry would say. So what about you, Jerry?
Interesting, Jaime. My top 3 were closer to the heart. The Camera Eye.
Camera Eye. Yep.
At 10 minutes and 59 seconds. They should just say 11 minutes.
Yeah.
But legitimately, guys, you two know this is like 3 or 4 songs in one.
Yeah.
So you just put on Camera Eye and you've got 11 minutes of, oh wow. And then New World Man.
New World
very
Man.
good.
Oh,
Yep.
another good one.
I love that. And then the honorable mention is Red Barchetta. And
Yes.
I don't say Red Barchetta because Geddy Lee says Barchetta in the song.
Yeah.
Folks,
He's not
Conspiracy
Italian.
Well, neither am I.
Yeah.
Frank, how do you say it? Cheddar or Chetta?
I'd say Barchetta because that's how he says it.
That's
the
how
only
he
reason.
says it. That's it,
Yeah.
Hyman. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
If you look it up, I've seen 2 different definitions with a K and with the Ch.
yeah.
But I know Italian CH is a K. So,
Right.
it's all good.
Right.
But I heard him say it in the song. So,
Which is funny
guys.
because we're listening to that playlist and I
Yeah.
put that on. I'm like, oh, Red Barchetta, and Gail's all, isn't it Barchetta?
Yeah.
That was all. I honestly don't even know.
You should have just said A.
Uh,
A. What are you gonna
I
do?
don't know, eh?
A. It could be.
Take off, eh? Don't be a hoser.
Man, that to pick 3 of their songs again. It was a labor of love. Great.
I got cross off marks on my notepad. And like Jaime said, you hear something. Oh, yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, all solid tunes.
Great,
Yeah.
great thing, Jaime. Yeah, that's
And
Can't go wrong.
piggybacking off of what we had talked about in an episode or 2 before, they may continue, they may not. I don't know. They may
Yeah.
continue as a whole different entity. Who knows? But they're one of those band. Whatever they bring, I'll listen to.
Yeah.
I would too. They
Yeah.
should just leave the rush out of it and go Lyson Lee or
Maybe
Lee
so.
Lyson.
However,
Just
I'll
because of pure, just
buy it.
Yeah, I would.
All right. I've got the next pick, I guess, but I'm gonna hold on to that when I do my classic album after Jim. Then I'll just run and do it all at one time. But right now, I've got some new music. I got some rockabilly goodness for you guys.
Ooh.
It's a song called On and On. It's from a band called Duke City Riots. They are from Albuquerque, New Mexico. That consists of the former deaf pedestrians vocalist Charlton Chuck Parker, drummer Shannon Howarth, lead guitarist Ron Roost, and the newest member is Zoe Madison on rhythm guitar and backing vocals. Their album Worst Case Scenario was just released in November of this past year. They've made 3 or 4 records already. They were the band. They formed in 2011. Parker and Howarth. They've recorded all 3 of their albums at the Wall of Sound Studio in Albuquerque, New Mexico, with John Wall as producer and engineer. The records are mastered by Jason Bloom at Sigil Media in Burbank, California. And just dig this rockabilly vibe. It is so good. This is On and On by Duke City Riots.
Walked 100 miles across through your maze. My feet are bleeding. I've been standing here for days. Oh, honey, your breath, your skin. Our time will soon begin. Well, I know I swear I'm not an addict. Emphatically, I want you on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Gotta keep it chill. But I have the cure. You've got
Well, that is Duke City Riots with On and On. Jerry, what are your thoughts?
That's howling, man. I like that. I like it when you just go a little simple and like you said, rockabilly,
Yep.
nothing complicated. Nice, just good stuff. I like that. I like that howling. I like that. I like that misery. I like that whatever it is. Whatever it is, you summon that up. I like that.
Yeah, I enjoy the thumping bass.
I do. Yes.
And Jim, what about you?
Well, I just looked them up on Facebook here while you
Mhm.
were playing that song. Duke City Riots are an Albuquerque alt rock band who like to set S on fire.
Yeah.
I think that's an accurate description.
Yep. That one.
You like
guy.
that,
I
Jaime.
love
Good
that.
job. Yeah.
I cued right in on that walking bass. I really dug that.
Yeah, I bet you did.
It's a good tune, but being a bass player, I just
Oh yeah.
get my tunnel vision on them. Yes.
I thought you'd like that.
Well done, guys.
Yeah.
And gal, looks like they got a girl in the band too.
Right. They're new rhythm guitarist. They've got 2 other releases besides Worst Case Scenario available on Bandcamp. I think everywhere else you can find streaming music, you'll find them. Good stuff. Thank you, Shannon, for getting back. He is the bass player. And
well done, Shannon.
Yes.
Yep. Jaime's the bass player, Shannon. Yep.
Yeah. Now he may be the drummer. Let me double check because giving kudos where they belong. He's a drummer.
That's all right. The drums were great too.
You gotta have a rhythm section.
They are required, folks. That's for sure.
They're required.
Now, again, what I appreciated about him is he got back to us and he gave us a little review of our own show and said, "Hey, I like what you guys are doing." His first concert was the Van Halen Fair Warning tour. He says that the show the one he happened to watch was when we were talking about them doing some shows and whatnot. So
that's right. Yeah. Later on in life. Yeah. The reunion stuff. Right. Remember that? Yeah.
Right. So he was kind of pleased to be, hey, you guys are talking about something that's right up my alley. So that's always cool.
I'm a little intrigued by Albuquerque also.
Yeah.
I kind of really want to visit New Mexico.
Right.
I don't know. Land of Enchantment, isn't it?
Enchantment? I believe you're right.
That's where all the UFOs land. That's the portal.
Another great reason to go.
Yes.
That's it. That's what I'm saying.
And
you want to take the real trip,
if there's UFOs, they got to be jerky stands and dates and a few other things out there that they're selling along the highway.
Yep.
I would hope so.
Taos is where it's happening, guys. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Taos.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the whole state.
Yeah. I tell you what, the last episode, before last, because we didn't do it last we did our Christmas show.
Yeah, we did a Christmas show. Yeah.
On the episode before, Jim had picked Operation Mindcrime as a classic album.
What a pick, What a pick.
Yeah.
I never had this.
What do you remember about that album, Jim?
Oh.
How much I loved it at the time. Like I listened to it so much.
Yeah.
88.
Yeah, I just thought it was such a great record.
Right.
It is
such a great record. 88, early 88.
Yeah.
And so I think it's worthwhile just bringing a couple things up. So the initial concept for this, like Jeff Tate had moved to Montreal, Canada, and he had met up with this militant group up in Quebec and had been like kind of friends with these guys, but they would like talk about stuff, right? Like they were like engaged in bombing and terrorism and other stuff like that.
Quebec is crazy.
So, I mean, that combined with some people he knew who were dealing with like heavy drug addiction, right?
Right.
So he kind of came up with this sort of working storyline, and then he had this kind of concept in his head, but he had to sort of convince all the band members sort of one-on-one, like to do this. Everybody's like evidently pretty skeptical about the whole idea, right?
Right.
And then kind of got Chris DeGarmo on board. And then once that happened, they were kind of able to get everybody on board. I think it's, as a concept record, very, very strong. The other thing I remember about this is just how blaming dark it is. I mean,
It is.
it is a dark record.
It's a Manchurian Candidate on vinyl.
Very.
Well, when you think about the idea of this sort of kind of twisted priest who's involved, the nun is an ex-prostitute,
Yeah.
right?
The hitman. Yeah.
He's a heroin addict,
Mhm.
and and a hitman. He's upset by what he sees in society and kind of joins up with this guy, and along the way becomes disenchanted, right? And
Right.
this Dr. X character sends him to kill both the priest and the nun, but he's in love with the nun,
Right.
and he believes the
married.
nun is in love with him, and ends up killing the priest, confronts the nun, doesn't kill her, and then they convinces her to sort of run away with him. They confront Dr. X, and doesn't go down well.
No.
He finds the nun dead, but because of the mind control, he's not even sure if he's the one that killed her.
Right.
And turns
I'll
out the nun committed suicide.
Right. I'll tell you what. This is just kind of going to the Wayback Machine. Before this album came out, you guys remember Circuit City?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that theme song.
We'll
do it as a blooper.
I went to.
I swear I do.
They
I
had
don't
opened
recall
up
it.
a Circuit City near me, and they were giving away a free mountain bike if you bought a new stereo.
Oh.
So
Quite the connection. Yeah.
yeah, I bought a new stereo, and I think it was forget the brand. It was a decent brand, and I got a no-name brand bicycle out of the deal.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah. Anyways, I had this nice stereo, and CDs were in '86 were just coming out on a regular basis, and they sounded so good. They all sounded so crisp and clear.
So clean, yeah.
2 years later, this album comes out. I pick it up, and I was already into Queensryche anyway, so I was getting their stuff as it came out. This album is so crystal clear, the way it is produced with the sound
beautiful.
effects. Yeah,
it's beautiful.
I want to
Dual
mention
leads.
one thing that it's absolutely hilarious to me. My son Dominic tells me at the when they're calling Dr. Blair or whatever, Dr. whoever,
Right.
he says that is a stock audio recording. He says he has heard it in at least 2 or 3 television shows.
Really?
And other records. Yeah. And I'll get with him and find out which ones they were. He says it sounded so familiar. I didn't know, where I'd heard it before. And it was like on ER or something, other television shows.
Well, I'm wondering if they sampled it from Operation Mindcrime.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Wouldn't that be something?
That would, yeah. But I just remember those sound effects sounded awesome on the big speakers. Yes. But then when I played that with the headphones, I was blown away.
It's even better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of the production, you hear every instrument, and you hear every note, every beat.
Yeah.
The same, Jaime. The same.
Yeah.
One's not
space between the instronics, as Frank likes to say.
Yeah.
It is spaced out perfectly.
Good
in a stereo phonic way. Everything is so clear. You know what everybody's doing. Just amazing.
Well done, Jaime. I have never had a Queensryche album in my life.
This was their 3rd full length.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
And sort of the record, I don't want to say put them on the map, but kind of got them some more mainstream, I think.
Got them over the hump. by
Got him
far.
over the hump.
Rage for Order had come out, and there was a couple of songs on there that were on the radio quite a bit. And their debut had Queen of the Reich and the Lady Wore Black.
Yeah.
They got local airplay. And then The Warning had a few good tunes. And you could see, if you go back and listen to those albums, you could hear where they were going.
Well,
Yeah.
interestingly, I was kind of reading up today, like Rage for Order, not all that well received.
No, it was almost new
Their
wave-ish.
fans. Yeah, they kind of leaned a little too on the glam side. They'd kind of changed their look. Something that really worked for them, I don't think. Right. And I read sort of I don't know what you call it, like a sort of looking back, and they said like the album is just not aged well at all, but still held up as a great record overall, I think.
Yeah. It's got good songs on it. Maybe the production or style in which it was recorded is what hurts it, because it's almost got a alternative new wave type sound to it, instead of them being the hard rock guys that they really should have honed in on. Because then when Mindcrime comes around, holy mackerel, this thing, it's incredible.
Yeah. I loved it. Jaime.
It's a progressive metal masterpiece, I think.
I think so.
I loved it.
Did you have
That's
a
all I
favorite
know.
song, Jerry?
Yes. I mean, there was to me favorite song, even though it's an instrumental, and just as I should put that honorable mention, was Anarchy X. I love every second of that.
Right.
I like Revolution Calling.
Right.
Revolution Calling with the twin leads.
Yeah.
And then Operation Mindcrime. You know, that's that little rosebud moment where the phone rings.
Uh-huh.
But yes, just the twin leads on Revolution Calling.
Yeah.
This album's loaded, Jaime. I love it. I love there's only one song that is less than.
Okay.
And it's not that I dislike it. It's just, a little too long. So
okay. Well, the song Sweet Sister Mary is drawn out quite a bit. Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, it is drawn out because it's telling a whole story of her.
That's the one, Frank.
Yeah.
And it's not bad. It's not bad. But
I enjoy that one because it's a buildup. It's a real buildup. But again, 10 almost 11 minutes long.
11, like just under 11 minutes, I think.
Just under, like the camera eye. Just a pinch under, a skosh. Yeah.
Eyes of a Stranger was a single.
Huge
hit for them.
Yeah.
And that's what the last
and clocks
song,
in at over 6 minutes.
Right. And that was the last song on the record.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So I'm with you. I like Revolution Calling, but I love Spreading the Disease, probably because of the dirty words and the nastiness of it.
Yeah.
And the Needle Eyes. The Needle Eyes.
Yeah,
was another one I liked. Yeah.
Great song. Yeah. Jim, what about you?
Top song for me is Revolution Calling.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
That's the record in a nutshell. When you
listen to this line. I used to trust the media to tell me the truth. Tell us the truth. But now I've seen the payoffs everywhere I look. Who do you trust when everyone's a crook? And you listen to that whole song, and it's so relevant
today. It's live,
and it's relative in a far more fashion than it was when it came out in '88.
If you recall when we were talking about this, that's what I was telling you guys. This thing may be more poignant today than it was when it came out.
I agree, guys.
And maybe that's our age and our cynicism coming through too. Where our eyes are open differently. You think? Our eyes are open differently now as you get older. That is sure.
No, a lot of it was dead on, Jaime. That song, I was just going, oh boy, there's a bullseye.
Right.
When did this come out? 2 weeks ago? Oh, 88?
When you go forward and listen to Empire or a couple of their other albums, Jeff Tate, I think he wrote the lyrics. I'm not mistaken. He does a lot of that, a lot of looking at what's going on in the world and writes about the whole band did, obviously, but they were telling you right to your face, hey, open your eyes and see what's happening.
Yeah.
So great album. Like I said, Mindcrime 2, I don't know if you guys have checked it out. Dio has a cameo on it. He sings on one song. Not as good, more of the same, but maybe even a little harder as far as the music goes. But it's hard to top the first album.
Yeah.
It's just done so good.
Even Empire, I don't think, for me, kind of didn't live up to this record.
Right. No. This was, as the cliche goes, this was their Sgt. Pepper. Okay.
Yeah.
They didn't ever, I don't think, top Mindcrime in any way, shape, or form. It's just too much of to me, a masterpiece of a record.
Yeah, it's pretty darn good.
Yeah. All right. Well, like I said, we're gonna move ahead and we'll get Jim's band, and then I'll give you my album and pick for 3 songs also. So Jim, what do you have for us this week?
So tonight I have a band from Cincinnati, Ohio, right out of the Midwest. This is Tweens. Been around, as near as I can tell, from 2012. And it's Bridget Battle and on guitars and vocals. And I don't know if this is the current lineup or not. This is the lineup from 2019 that I found.
It's fairly close.
So Ben Lehman on bass, John Clooney on drums, and Phil I don't know if it's Valoy, I think, on guitar. But this is Candy Fizz. Go ahead and drop the needle in the groove there, Frank.
I'm on the first train
There you go. There's Tweens with our Candy Fizz.
Candy Fizz.
Candy Fizz.
Delicious.
I love that tubey sounding guitar.
Yeah.
Just-
It doesn't
that's
sound like
just-
solid
that's
state.
good.
Sounds like it's a tube amp, and it's if it's a real live amp, I'm loving it. Good stuff. Yeah. Jerry, what are you thinking?
I love it. I love it. Simple. Take me back.
Yep.
Raw. Plug in. 1, 2, 3. Play it.
There you go. And
That's good. Good vocals, good bass line, guitar, like Frank says, tubular,
tubular.
but good.
That is available on Bandcamp.
Yes.
And any information that you want to find out about them, good luck.
Get back to us. Yeah. You found something we
Let us
didn't.
know.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah, there's plenty of videos on YouTube, especially a lot of live stuff of them, and easy enough to find. But I really suggest going to Bandcamp and just download that stuff for $1 a song or whatever. It's
there you go.
fantastic.
All right. Okay, let's move forward. This next episode is my opportunity to pick a classic album to go back and check out. And I know you guys are familiar with this. And it goes like Ozzy Osbourne, Bark at the Moon. How about that? 1983 with Jakey Lee. So we'll check
Like
that
good
out.
timing for that, man, because I don't know why, but all this Jakey Lee stuff started
Yeah.
flowing into my stream lately.
You know, I have
Kind of made me go back.
I went back and Badlands isn't available on iTunes. So I went back off my old iPod and downloaded everything onto my phone of theirs. And such fantastic stuff. But this was my favorite Ozzy album. The cassette was on constant in my car, in my Camaro, for probably 3 or 4 months straight when it came out. Not a bad track on it, but we'll check this out. And I know we've talked about this album before, but a while ago. But I don't know that we've done a revisit yet. So
Favorite Ozzy album?
up until, yeah, believe it or not.
Wow.
And because it was so different from the first two Blizzard of Oz. Just the production, everything. It was more polished.
Yeah.
That's all. The songs were more refined, you know.
That intro to Bark at the Moon is just brutally great.
Yeah, it is. All right. And then correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we've picked our top 3 Iron Maiden songs yet, have we?
We have not.
Okay. That will be our next big thing. 3 songs from Iron Maiden.
Even if we had, it would change for me by this time.
Yeah. I do. I go back and forth. I like the original singer, Paul Di'Anno, so much. I like the punk
Same.
sound that they had. There was more
Same.
air in their music at that point. But man, Bruce Dickinson came along and just changed the whole dynamic of the band.
Poured gasoline on that fire.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So try to think of your top 3 Iron Maiden tunes, and we'll go from there.
That's
All
gonna be a tough one too.
Yeah.
You know what? For me, it's their first 6 albums, maybe. And then after that, I drop off with them. A lot like Rush. After a certain point, I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay, but those first 6 albums are pretty
They're-
solid, man.
They are.
A lot of great songs in that time.
Oh, and there's times where I've made playlists and I go over and I have to keep changing it because there's so many great tunes that I want to hear.
Yeah, I might say first 5 albums for me,
There you go.
maybe 6.
Yeah, it depends on the mood. When they got a little, I think you and I have talked about it before. They are the kings of repeating the riff, and 8 minutes.
Yeah,
long, 9
that's
minutes
where it
long.
started getting weird for me. Like,
Right.
I liked them better when they were making 3 and 4 minute hard
Yeah.
rock songs.
Right. I agree.
Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah. Yeah. Good albums. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, Jerry, do you have anything you'd like to get out before we get out of here?
Yes, sir, Jim and Frank and folks on Conspiracy Land. You just heard Setley, Duke City Riots, and the Tweens. It's out there. iTunes, Bandcamp, fresh new bands, and then I re-listened to Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime. Great pick, Jaime. But thank you for listening and watching, folks. Oh, that was a great album, Jaime. And I never had any Queensryche. So, boy, I started at the top. But thanks for watching, folks on Conspiracy Land. Thanks for listening. We love you very much, and keep rocking.
All right. Well, I really don't have anything else to add at this moment except stay fresh, cheese bags.
He gets me every time. I keep forgetting.
I know.
Jim,
Keep
what about
forgetting.
you?
Well, if you made it this far, smash that like button, subscribe, ring that notification bell. We'll slide into your DMs every 2 weeks or so.
Nice.
Well, I guess I should say this is our first episode of the New Year's. Happy New
Yes,
Year,
it is.
everybody.
Happy New Year, folks.
Seems like we already told everybody that like a week ago now, but
Yeah, we
all
got
good.
mixed up. Yeah.
first time back on the air. So happy New Year.
Yep.
Happy New Year, folks.
Good. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, Jim, why don't you take us on home?
Shop is closed.
Did you have an infected perineum?
No.
I hear that
Yeah.
one commercial that says may
Yes.
cause infection in the perineum, and I'm like, are you
Yeah.
I'm gonna get messed up on my taint?
My taint is fine. Yeah.
I think I'd rather have the symptoms, damn it.